can start. All right, start recording again.
There you go.
Hi.
You didn't even need to hang up on me. Hi again.
Hi, I'm tired. We're on part 4.
Holy cow. This is where I come in. I'm the question asker.
So, yeah. So I just want to say now, all the other information about the Sarsahr is not channeled. That was all information experienced and told to me without being channeled. And when I say channel, I also mean telepathic. It wasn't telepathy or any kind of that. It was face-to-face, talking out loud verbally to each other.
All right.
Yes. So now we can get started on the questions that people have.
All right. Who's answering? Don't tell me Sam's going to. 'Cause he's too tired. Just kidding. I don't know.
Right. Actually, this whole time I've had a whole group of Sarsahr around me, and they're pretty happy with what I'm doing.
Aw.
Because they know there's a lot of misconceptions out there, and they're really happy I'm addressing them, because it's my job to do that. Anyway, I think they'll just,
They're just going to tell you?
Yeah, they'll help me.
All right, then. So you ready to just jump into it, then?
Yep. So this part, some of the questions may be channeled, and some of them I just may know the answer already.
Okay, and I haven't gone through these questions, so if she's already answered them in other videos, we'll just move on, or she can answer again. Okay, here we go with number 1. How did they end up evolving to eat so little, and did they used to eat more, and do they find strawberries filling?
Okay. They've always eaten very little. Like, it's just how they've always been. And they used to eat in small increments. Like, they would eat more than one meal, but it would be like small, 1 or 2 bites. And then they would eat, like, a few hours later, 1 or 2 bites. And I would assume they find strawberries filling. Do you?
I know. One strawberry can be a whole meal if they get the right size.
Yeah, they do find them very filling.
Okay, moving on. I want to know more about their relationships, unions, family life, especially babies. Oh, you totally addressed all of this stuff. Do you want me to keep asking, though, and get a channel answer?
Maybe they want more details of something.
Okay, so there's a long paragraph. Okay. Like, how are their romantic relationships alike or different from humans? I guess an example would be to compare our traditional roles to theirs. Are there certain expectations of the women and men? Do they sleep in the same bed? How are the babies? Do they cry and act similar to humans when they're infants?
Okay. So some of those questions are specific that I didn't answer. They do sleep in the same bed. And they do pay attention to gender roles to some extent. Like, the mothers, a lot of the mothers are stay-at-home wives, and they cook and they clean, and they take care of the kids while the husband goes to work. But it's not... For us women, a lot of us think of that as very sexist and all that.
Yeah.
For them, it's because the women want to. They choose to. I mean, they could get a job at a position if they really fucking wanted to, but they don't want to. So they don't. Like, for me, when I walk in, I'm going to work and be a mom at the same time. I'm going to do the whole thing. So there are gender roles, but it's not like you have to stay with them, Sometimes the man can cook and clean too. When it comes to courting, though, it's expected more that the man takes the first move. And he asks for the woman's hand in marriage or union or whatever. He asks her for the union, not the other way around. So I guess that's more of the expectation.
And now you're becoming a new professional on this one. What are the babies like? Well, I guess you have a hybrid baby, but how about just a Sarsahr baby versus a human baby? Or even yours, whatever you want to put in there.
So one of the differences
What's the similarities and differences?
One of the differences I learned recently is that, you know how sometimes the human babies will just cry? And they'll just cry and cry. It doesn't matter if you feed them or whatever. They don't have
to be Biggie, sick, right?
Right. They'll just cry. Sarsahr babies don't do that. They only make noise when they need something, and they don't cry because they're not, I don't know. Yeah.
So Sam has an especially big challenge right now then, because our babies just cry because they cry.
Yeah.
For Sam.
They're not happy that they're here, all right? And I don't blame them,
Okay, number 3. When they were fighting the Greys, what kinds of weapons did they use, and how was the war fought?
Okay. Someone said in the sky. like this. But were you in the sky? No, they were on the ground trying to
Okay.
hit them up from the sky. That's hard. So what kind of weapons did you use? Oh, wow. They only had sticks and sparrows kind of things. They didn't have, like, did you have, like, the device that you have now? No. So they were
Wow.
definitely lost.
They were at a clear disadvantage.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Are any Sarsars double jointed?
Double jointed. They don't know what that means. That's like, what is that again?
That means like you can bend like extra far. I can't do it, but say some people can make their finger go backwards all the way. Ah.
They're all looking around at each other like, none of us can do that. Like, none of them in this group can. But has it ever happened before? They said not that we know of. So, but I mean, they don't know every Sarsahr, so it's like,
right.
Just like we don't know every single human being.
Well, it's not a common thing, so, because I mean, even though I don't know anybody personally, I know it exists. Okay. How do the Sarsahr communicate with each other on their base? Do they talk like us, or do they chirp? And how do they communicate with the generals when they come, or the doctors, or?
So like I said before in the other parts of the videos, they do talk verbally. They very rarely do they talk to each other telepathically, and they talk to each other in their own language. And when they talk to the generals, they talk in English. And so the people who do deal with the generals, they have to learn English for that position. So a lot of the soldiers will need to know English.
Okay. That's trippy.
Yeah.
You just speak English. Okay. Has the government updated their catalogs yet? Do they get to buy modern clothes like from Forever 21? Do they like Krispy Kreme or Dunkin' Donuts?
These are cute. They enjoy these kind of questions, not really the sciencey kind of stuff. So the catalogs being the stuff you order from. Yes, they have.
Okay.
But they don't order from, is it like a new kind of store you order from? Okay. It's more of like the department stores, like, JCPenney's or Nordstrom or Macy's, mostly Macy's. But if they want to go anywhere else and go shopping, they can go shopping themselves. And they like to go to the Caesar Palace, the shop forum or whatever the hell it's called.
Forum shops, yes.
Forum shops. Do you like Krispy Kreme or Dunkin' Donuts? They don't know what that is.
It's junk food. Stay away.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's a repeat, but maybe they'll have input. What is the bubble insertion process like? Do the Sarsahr women do it too?
So yes, the Sarsahr women do it too. They have to, unless they want to carry to full term, which is highly dangerous. They're all nodding their heads yes. So the bubble insertion process I talked about in vivid detail already, so I'm not going to go over that again.
Okay. All right. I would love to know the basics. You just answered this one. Who cooks? Who cleans? Are there communal kitchens or individual, typical male or female roles?
Yeah, the communal kitchens, the cafeteria, that's where Sam gets his stuff from. They're people who their job is to do the laundry. Here's a fun fact. They share clothes. So, except for the ones they buy themselves, but they share among each other, they're like, oh, this cute dress, you may like it,
Right.
But on the base, the typical Sarsahr clothing, they wash it all together. Like someone's job is to do the laundry. But, I mean, there's more than one person doing the laundry,
Right. It better be.
But, they share clothes. They share the pajamas and clothes and all that. Yeah.
Go to the communal closet.
Yeah, but, so Sam will pick up like a stack of pajamas or something and bring it back to his base, his room, his little.
Because they're probably all very similar in shape too.
Yeah.
I mean, they might be taller, but you don't have these. They don't eat Krispy Kreme donuts. Put it that way.
Right. So, but on their home planet, it's different. They have much more variety, and people have like their own closets. But when they live on the bases, it's much more communal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of communal.
What?
You have often mentioned the big communal gathering area. Who sweeps or mops? Is there a custodian?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a custodian job that, they do the cleaning. So, yeah.
All right. I know they wear human clothing, but since they are all so tall, how do they get outfits their size? Good question.
The ones that go shopping probably have a hard time. Do you guys have a hard time? No, the women are saying no, they don't have a hard time finding clothes.
Their mini skirts are probably just a little minier.
Yeah. They don't wear mini skirts. They tend to like to wear, because some of them reach up to, the ones that are going shopping don't reach above 7 feet. So it's not like it's that hard for them to find clothes that fit them, human clothes. The ones that are above 7 feet aren't going into town anymore, correct? Sometimes they go into town. Sorry, I had that incorrect. So they're saying sometimes they do. Is it often? No, not often.
Well, I don't know about you, Heather, but I've always had an awkward, funky body. And even me, with all my non-conformist shapes, I can still find something to wear. So it's out there.
Yeah. So it's out there. You just, there's some humans who are 7 feet tall. It's rare, but there are some, they're basketball players. How do they find their clothes?
Right. They got to do it too.
Yeah.
Okay. Does everyone that ends up marrying a Sarsahr know they are chosen? And if they are chosen, does the Sarsahr know from their significant other's birth? Or if not, do they find them later on? How do they know for sure? I'm not sure what they're asking. Do you?
I asked this person what she was asking because I didn't know.
Okay.
She's asking if they've known their significant other since that person was born or since they were born. No.
Nope.
Like I explained, it's just like how it is with us humans. You don't know your married man since they were born. But
you know what? I'm going to go ahead and throw this out there because while that's absolutely true, and this is most likely true for many others, but just because of our soul connection to Minerva, as far as I'm concerned, this was part of the plan all along.
No.
Whether Avery or I knew it ahead of time, it was just the deal.
No, it is, but you don't consciously remember that, and that's what I'm talking about. Like, it may be a soul contract like everything else is. Well, everything is a soul contract. So it is, but that doesn't mean you're going to remember, like, oh, I'm supposed to marry that guy. No.
Right. Avery has not had his eye on me since 1971. He just hasn't.
You're right. And, they're like, how do you know for sure? How do you know who anyone's the one? It's really no different than with your
you know what? It is, but it isn't.
It is, but it isn't. It's much more intense, I'll say that. But
because you got to really trust it.
Right.
This is like forever.
Right. For them, it's forever, and they really trust it, and stuff. It's very serious. And they're just saying, yes, it's very serious.
Aww. Do you know any of them that are here? Are you friends with any? Are we friends with any? Are you familiar faces?
Yeah, Gwenny's here.
Gwenny!
And her father is here. He stands out very much. He's all proud. He's like, thank you. And it's just a bunch of them, like, mothers, fathers, different people from different positions.
Cool.
Yeah, they're really excited about this. Plus, Sam's asleep, so.
That's right. He's got work to do. He needs to sleep. That's part of his work right now. Okay. Can the Sarsahr help anyone raise their vibrations as a friendship, of course, and no ties, or do they have to be in a relationship with them?
Okay, so raise vibrations, are you asking if, like, can they help me move up to the 6th dimension? The spiritual term for vibrations. No, that's up to you to do. I mean, they can help lift your mood like a friend would. Like, you can talk to them and be like, this is bothering me, much like a friend would.
Well, they can't like zap you with it, but you can have a relationship with anybody and you can learn from that and raise your vibrations.
Right. It's
because everybody is an experience, but it's not like they're going to just come and do it for you.
Right.
It's not like that.
No. It's just like with any other human. Sometimes you talk to people to help lift your mood, just because you want to get your mind off of something or talk about your feelings. In that way, they can help you raise your vibrations, but they're not going to help make your gifts better or abilities or anything like that. They're just not like that. Like I said in one of the videos, I forget which part, they're just like us. They're like humans, but they're just more advanced technologically.
So it doesn't make any sense putting me, just pretend that somebody else in a different race is asking me this question. I would be like, well, why would I help this person? Why would I help them raise their vibration? Not that I hate them, but why? I'm just a person. I'm a mom. I got my job. So it doesn't make sense for me to go over here and help that person with their vibration. You do it.
Right. You do it. And I mean, they could be there as a friend to talk to, but they're not going to raise it for you. That's you to do.
It's your work.
Yeah.
Right. It's your work. Okay. Now, I didn't even know this. I didn't know this was a truth. Elaborate. It says, why don't they believe in archangels? I figure it's because they have evolved from it.
A lot of them are like, what are archangels? It's because, and I'll explain this, it's because they don't believe in religion. Archangels stemmed from, and here's a lot of you guys don't know this, I almost became a nun, so I'm kind of throwing some of the shit I learned. I studied theology and stuff in different religions, so here's a bit of a religious kind of lesson for you guys. Archangels stemmed from Christianity. Judaism also believes in angels, and they believe in a 10-level hierarchy of angels. And
there's the level again.
Right. And Christianity has its own form of levels as well. But archangels mostly stems from Christianity. And since the Sarsahr don't believe in Christianity, and they don't have that religion, and it's never existed for them before, they don't believe in archangels. They do believe in the concept of angels, but they don't call them angels, and they don't really think of them in the same light as we do. For us, we almost like worship them. For them, it's more of like they're just hired beings in the afterlife who can help them with advice or whatever.
Yeah, you know what? To me, an archangel, I'm going to use that word, archangel, is similar to just say the collective of Abraham or any other kind of spirit out there. It's not an angel, and I don't even know if they
Uh-oh, you froze. Hold on.
recognize. You know, maybe the Abraham or the archangels are, I don't know. Continue on with your evaluation of that question.
Yeah, so that's why they don't believe in them, is because it's never existed for them. It's a human construct.
And it's a human label, because that doesn't mean that archangels, that entity of Archangel Michael, say, does not exist. It's just maybe they don't associate with them, maybe they don't consider it an angel because they don't have that context again.
Right. Yeah.
So that doesn't mean it's a made up thing. It's just the title, right. And even the purpose. Our version of the purpose of angels may not be the same as theirs.
Right. Yeah, because the concept of angels, even though people who are mediums who don't associate with religion, it does come from religion. That's where angels stemmed from, is religious background. So, and that's not to say that you belong to a religion if you believe in angels, but I'm just saying that's why they don't believe in the concept of archangels, because they don't come from the background of religion.
Right. And I have to say, I grew up my whole life without, I was the opposite of you. I wasn't going to go run and be a nun. I was like, there's no such thing as any of that stuff. Jesus wasn't real. The angels weren't real. God wasn't even real to me. So it is a matter of perception, too. I can't say what all of these entities are. The humans will call them angels. But anyway, I'm going to move on. Okay. Are they a collective? Who is their source? Is it ours, too?
I explained that already. Yeah, no, they
believe
in
we all come from source.
Yeah, we all come from source. They and I don't know what they mean by a collective. So
they're a race. They're individual people.
Yeah.
Just like us.
Yeah.
Okay. Do they have advanced clean devices? Okay, I think they mean like a fancy vacuum, because the next question is, do they have advanced lawn mowing devices?
Okay, so they don't have any grass.
Can we have your robots? We want your cleaning
They're
tools.
laughing. They find this question hilarious. They don't have grass to mow, so they don't have lawn mowing devices. But do you have advanced cleaning devices? So they say advanced as in it's not like yours, but they don't know if that necessarily means it's advanced. It's just different.
We want a robot like from the Jetsons that'll do it all for us.
They start laughing. They're laughing. They're saying that's not a thing. So what do you guys use to clean? Do you guys use a vacuum? Okay, so they don't use vacuums. They use something else. It's a similar concept, but it's not like your vacuums.
Okay. That's funny.
So do you clean the toilets? Yes. And how do you clean them? Do you scrub them? Okay, so they use a machine to clean it for them, and scrub and clean it, so they don't have to scrub and clean it themselves. It's like a pump it looks like a brush attached to it, and it does it for them. And just turn it on, and it'll scrub it, and they have to move it around, yeah, but, I mean.
There's no, it might be a little bit better, but there's no escaping it. You gotta clean.
Yeah, you gotta clean. They find that question so funny.
That was funny. Okay. They are obviously intelligent. Don't they ever get bored living in such a limited and confined place with so few distractions? Why do some stay their whole lives? That's a good question. They are in like this little cave sort
of.
They
do get bored. And then so they enjoy going into town more, especially Gwyneth. She gets super bored.
Oh.
But they do have their own forms of entertainment there. You know, they like to socialize and be among each other. They play games with each other. They have that whole vast of desert that's closed off, even to some of the military men. They're not allowed to go past a certain point on the base unless they have high enough clearance to go past. And so they have that whole desert area to play, have picnics. There's a little lake area nearby that they have picnics at. And I just know this from that piece of information is not channeled. That's just information I know as a fact. And so they have their own ways of entertaining themselves, but so they don't stay cooped up inside all day. But,
and you know what? They could go on vacations and stuff. They could get permission and funds to go to a different planet and party on.
Oh yeah, yeah. They can leave the planet if they want to, go on vacations. No different than us. You know, I'm going to go on a vacation to Eldoron. It's a made-up planet from Star Wars.
Eldoron. What's that from?
Star Wars.
Okay.
You know, when anybody's talking about Mercury retrograde, I always say Mercury's in Gatorade. Pluto Nash is in alignment with Eldoron. So Pluto Nash is a fictional movie from like the 90s.
I remember with Eddie Murphy.
Yeah. And I just make fun of it because I'm just like, everyone gets so worked up about it. And I'm just like,
they create a buzz. If you don't follow that rules, you never would know. But once people start printing it, oh, that must be my problem.
Right.
That's my theory.
I know, that's what I do. I'm like, whenever anything's wrong, I'm like, oh, it's not my responsibility. Oh God, no, I don't do. I do it as a joke, not to disrespect
I know.
people,
I know it really irritates you. That one does me too.
But
Stop making excuses. Get your shit done. It's not fucking Mercury's fault.
Stop blaming poor Mercury.
I know.
They don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
See, that's another thing. You know, it only exists to us humans.
Yeah.
So it might not even be a real thing. I don't think it's real.
Also, so why do some of you guys stay your whole life on the base? Because their family's there. That's where their position is.
It's their
they
home.
could put in a transfer, but why uproot the whole family and move them?
You can say the same thing about somebody like you. And you know, I think about this. I'm a little judgy here, but when I go on my road trips and I drive through a shithole town, I think to myself, ugh. Why do people want to live here? Well, it's their home. It's just where they are. That's just my own personal thing, too. But you grow up in your community, so
that's their home to them. It's, you know.
Okay. Is it right to say that they fall in love not with our physical body, but with our soul? And if so, this is sweet, kind of. If so, what does the human soul look like to them? Do they feel its energy? Do they know everything about a person just by looking at the soul? Can they communicate with the soul? And what is it really like?
I'm hearing them talk to themselves. One guy in the back is just like, what do you think they, like, he said, what do they think we are? You know, like, based on your questions.
Well, you know, this question keeps saying looks like soul, but it's not their eyes at all.
Right.
It's the feels, the energy.
So do you fall in love with the physical body? They do fall in love with both the physical body and the soul. They said, obviously, we have to find you attractive. I mean, that's not the leading... Somebody said that's not the main component. No, leading component when finding someone. But that is part of it.
See, that's not the case with me. It's really not. It's all about feeling him with Avery.
Right, of course. It's all about feeling. But for them, it's on both. For a lot of humans, it's purely physical sometimes. But that relationship won't last. Or sometimes it's physical first. For them, they feel you. That's why when I explained the courtship, it happens like, you know, the last stage is that physical part because they want to get to know you more first. But the first initial attraction could have been something physical, like they thought you were cute.
Yes.
And
then don't forget, too, this is true for us, is that there can be a little twinge of physical attraction, but once your heart gets involved, whoever that person is becomes like the most beautiful person on the planet to you.
That's what it's like for them. So yeah, they can feel your energy, and they do, and it's more about them feeling your intent. So that's why you can never get away with anything with them, because they can feel when you're having a conversation with them. They can feel when you're telling a lie. They can tell when you're being manipulative. They can just feel it. They can feel it through the intent. So in that way, yes, they can feel your energy. But it's not like they're feeling your soul and shit, because that's merging energies, right? And that's more of like a tantric sex kind of thing in a way, which you don't do that until after marriage. So they don't communicate with the soul. Well, I mean, you are your soul, so in a way, yeah, they're communicating with the soul, but we
Yeah.
communicate with souls even with each other because we're talking to each other. You're not talking to
Right.
someone's body, you're talking to them.
Right. It's not just a dead, lifeless, inanimate thing. It's the whole thing.
And
That's
they asked
funny.
what it's really like, and again, I went through the courtship, so you can,
Okay.
go through that.
Okay. Now, we already touched on this, but I feel obligated to ask again because you told me to go through them. What do their toilets look like? Do they do laundry, iron clothes? How is their garbage disposal?
They recycle their
like,
garbage.
human stuff?
Somebody said they recycle their garbage. All the stuff they use, they make it reusable.
Good for them.
What do your toilets look like? They do you use our form of plumbing or your own? Hold on. Do you use your own form? Okay. Do you use our form of plumbing? Okay, they said we use our own. They have.
What's
their
it
own.
like when we ask them when we go visit them? How do we climb up on their potties?
Okay, so I have used their bathrooms before, and so their bathrooms are a bit different. So their doors are open. There's no enclosed doors. Everything's so like communal. But they don't care. They don't like walk past someone like, ew, that person's peeing kind of thing. They're giggling. But they take baths together as a group. So it's separated by gender. But I've witnessed this before. So before, and this was on a ship. This wasn't on the base. This was on one of their ships. They had this big communal bathtub in the shape of a rectangle, and it was empty. But the water rised up from the bottom and went up, which is interesting. And it was so clear, the clearest water I've ever seen.
Aww.
And then the group of women came in naked. Some of them were wearing these sheer see-through colored robes, which looked magnificent. I wanted to take one home. They're giggling. And then they would just sit there and they would bathe. They would just sit there in the clean water. Do you use soap? Mm-hmm. Sometimes they do, but it's mostly the water's, I don't know, the water's cleansing and stuff, I don't know, on its own.
Okay.
And then they just step out and they have their own type of towels that they use. They don't, at least on that ship, they did. But they take baths as a group. But, so I think of it like ancient Greece. You know how they had the big bathtubs that people would take in sometimes? Not all the times does it have to be as a group. Like they have to wait for a group time to start. But the bathtubs are
not time yet.
Yeah, the bathtubs are always available to use. But they do take baths as a group. They don't take showers, right? Yes, correct. So from what I witnessed, and Sam told me they don't take showers. So, and that wasn't channeled. So this information I'm telling you about the bathtubs isn't channeled information. It's,
Okay,
factual.
well, what about did you ever sit on their potty?
Yes.
How do you sit on a potty? Do you have like a little
It's just like our
for you?
bathrooms. It's just like our bathrooms. Okay. It's probably different on other bases, on other planets, but they use our same construct of a toilet kind of thing. So
you said they're towels.
Their towels, at least on the ship that I was on, was different than our towels. Our towels are the ShamWow. It's like the ShamWow. I felt it. It feels like a ShamWow. It's super.
I want a giant ShamWow. I want one of those. A manifest one.
Well, you can take one from the Sarsahr. You can take their ShamWows.
I'll get you their robe, and you get me the ShamWow.
Yeah, the ShamWow.
I like soft things. I'd be loving on that thing all the time. Be my new blankie. Okay, if someone wants to have food, what are the different ways of going about? Hang on, I just messed up my question. Going about getting it, and are there any set eating times that people will get together for meal times?
So, like I said, there's that cafeteria. You go in there and grab food whenever you want. I've actually been in there before. Someone's like, "You have?" Yeah. Anyway, and I've seen Sam grab some food before, like a pudding. He asked me, "What should I choose?" And it's so cute because there was a chef. Like I could see one of the chefs working behind this counter, and it's a metal counter. And it looks like, like you would go to a cafe or something. And there were some tables in there and chairs. But there was this little area that had it looks like one of those stands that you see at a deli that have the food on display that you can choose from. And so, but you can grab it yourself. And it was so great because I was just thinking in my head while he was there deciding on what food to grab. I was thinking, oh man, he's going to have to pay for it. But he just grabbed it and then he nodded his head at the chef on his way out. And I was like, Well, that's amazing. You don't have to worry
Yeah.
about taking out your wallet. And
We want some of that.
yeah, you just grab your food. If you're hungry, go get food. You don't have to starve. That's great. I'm on food stamps, so I mean, fuck.
Right.
That'd be great.
You need a cafeteria, man. You need some free mushroom pudding.
I know. I made him grab the mushroom pudding.
Apparently, I'm only allowed to stay in Avery's room. I've never been cruising around, so Queen Heather gets to go.
Yeah.
All the way to the cafeteria.
All the way to the cafeteria and back.
Okay. Do the Sarsahr visit intergalactic cities, and how do these intergalactic cities look like?
They don't know what that concept means. So,
How about a city on a different planet? Do you go visit it, and what can it look like?
yes. I don't know. The person's asking, do you mean intergalactic as in your term for interdimensional? Do you visit interdimensional cities? No, they don't. They can't jump dimensions unless they're an astral. No. But intergalactic
just a different part of the galaxy.
Yes, they do all the time. Yeah.
What's your favorite? Is there like, okay, I'm going to make this more specific. What's a popular one that people enjoy going to, and why?
Hold on. What's a popular one? It's on a moon, correct? No. Okay, so there's a couple. There was one it's a ship. It's more of a ship and not a city.
Okay.
And they go there a lot, but because that's like probably the feeling I'm getting from them is that it's a lot of where like different species go to. It's kind of like it's part of the allegiance, that whole thing. And then there's a moon one, and I've been to that one too. So it was part of me and Sam's honeymoon kind of thing. And it's nearby. It's near Saturn, I think, somewhere over there. And for them, it takes like no time at all to get there. So I could get there in one night and come back. Yeah, because it takes them like 30 minutes to get to the moon or to Mars. I can't remember which one it is.
So crazy.
I know. It's like, let me take a quick 30-minute mission to fucking Mars and come back.
I'm going on my honeymoon with my mans. I'll see you in a couple days going to Saturn.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was kind of like a vacation hub almost on that planet. Some people go there for vacation. Some people, like, everyone has a different reason for going to a different city,
Right.
No different than with us.
Okay. So, it says, that's what it says. So,
oh, wait. Somebody had asked about with the food if they gather together.
Oh, yes. Do they have, like, meal times, party times?
Sometimes. Sometimes there's, like, a party occasion, in celebration for somebody, like an accomplishment of some type or, like, a promotion. Or maybe a family may want to eat together. But, yeah.
Nothing official. There's not like the dinner bell each night that everybody has to show up at the same time.
Right.
Or you don't get your soup.
Right. Exactly.
No soup for you.
Right. No, it's not like that.
Okay. So when we marry our Sarsahr husbands, is it registered in the U.S. even though we're from around the world? Do they register our weddings in the U.S.? What do you call that? Census.
Consensus? Marriage consensus?
I don't know.
Is it registered? Okay, so the ambassador is answering. It is, but it's not registered publicly. It's within the private documentation of the Pentagon and CIA.
So it probably has nothing to do with paying taxes and things like that, though, huh?
Right, no. It's just for the military to keep tabs on.
Keep tabs on us.
Yeah, keep tabs on who's in contact and who's married, because once you marry a Sarsahr, it's not really the registration of the marriage per se, it's more the registration of that human, because they've made a promise to keep us safe, the CIA, and I've discussed that before in the group, which is why people who aren't in the group really need to be in the Facebook group, because I talk about a lot of shit I don't do in the videos. We have been promised protection for those that are married. If you're just in a friendship with one, you're not promised protection. So Sam couldn't get that to be agreed upon. That'd be way too much protection.
That's trippy. So do you think when I'm like traveling the world, I got some...
Yeah, you have someone...
Really?
Yeah, you're being watched, and I don't know how much I feel, but that's why I cover up my fucking webcam with a fucking sticker.
So who's watching? Both sides? Both teams?
The Sarsahr can't watch us all the time. They're not going to follow us around. The CIA can. You know how they watch us. They listen to us. They watch us through our webcams and shit. That's how they keep tabs. We're
I'm
on
so
their fucking
naive.
watch
This is
list. Congratulations, by the way.
This doesn't even feel real to me. I
I
believe
know.
you, but I don't believe it.
No, I believe it and I don't believe it. I'm right there with you.
Okay.
So don't even trip
There's
about it.
no reason for the CIA to be looking at me.
Right,
Okay.
looking at me. I mean,
I'm on
for
the
me,
porch with my bong.
I mean, I'm a little on the edge. I'm a loose cannon, so I I see why. You know, I looked up like some of the reasons why the CIA or like the government would watch you. One of the reasons why you would be on their watch list is if you have a backpack on a hot day. So if it's a hot day and you're wearing a backpack, you're on their watch list. So I'm like, oh fuck. So I've been on their watch list since like elementary school.
So funny. Well, you need it. Okay. What is the difference between relationships with humans with Sarsahr men and humans with Sarsahr women? Or even relationships that don't have humans in them? I'm not even sure what this question is asking. I guess they're asking like if there's a difference between when you have a human man versus a human woman. I don't know.
Okay, so so Gwenny's going to talk about Gwenny. This is more your department. Okay, she's a little shy. Her dad's standing right there. Okay, so what I think this person's asking is what's the difference between a Sarsahr man being with a human woman.
Yeah.
And a Sarsahr woman being with the human man. So Gwenny's going to talk about this. She says it's a bit difficult because our women are used to the man making the first move, and for the human men, a lot of them don't even believe it's happening and they doubt. She said, I recently had to give up hope with the man I was working with because he just won't talk to me and doesn't believe in it. And I've tried to reach out to him through other people, and he doesn't seem very receptive or accepting of it, so I gave up. She said, which can be difficult with these kinds of relationships, but she says, I'm done waiting around for him to realize my existence. She says, I'm too old for that, or I don't have time for that anymore, or something like that.
Oh, that put a little stab in my heart. I want her to find some love. I love you, Gwenny.
I know, me too. But she says it just wasn't meant to be. And as much as I didn't want to let him go, there was just too much doubt for me in it to continue on. Because she said, because my thought is this going to continue even after our marriage? And she said, if I was already having those doubts and I've tried to reach out to him through multiple people, even then, and he still wasn't being receptive enough, then I just had to give up.
I have a question for her.
What?
You know how, oh God, I just hate to go here, but I'm going to. How I am a human and I'm going to have a human experience. And Avery's pretty good about that, I feel like. Is it different for a woman to have that kind of acceptance for a human man? Like a Sarsahr woman feeling like, because we don't all feel it, I'm talking sex here.
Oh, okay.
She's
giggling.
Because, I want to have physical relationships that I feel like I'm not going to remember them or whatever with my Avery. So I kind of have this permission to, get a little freaky over here. But is it different as a woman to feel like your man would be doing that, your human man? Or is it equal? Does it feel the same?
She's asking if you're talking about if that human man that she's with the human man, right?
Yes. How would you feel if he still wanted to have a human experience and have a wife and child with a human? Would that?
She says, I don't know if I could do that. She said, and that's why I'm very hesitant. She said, and that's why I chose the man I did, because it didn't seem like he would be with anyone else. But she said, I found out that safety net doesn't always work because this man wasn't willing to take it a step further with her. And so she said, and that's probably why he's still single. This is her side. Thanks.
Now, is that a personal thing, or does that have anything to do with your gender? About wanting somebody to not.
She said a lot of the men, the Sarsahr men, would prefer the women all to themselves, their human wives. But it seems that they're much more accepting of it than us women. She said us women are far more jealous and far more possessive, and it's less likely. That's why we're so much less likely to engage with a human male in a romantic way, because one, compared to our men, you just don't add up. And she said, I don't mean that in a rude way, but our men are, she said they're just, not that they're
Oh.
better. She said, well, I guess I am saying that. But she's saying
But
that,
they're better suited to a Sarsahr woman, too.
right, they're better suited to, she said that's an excellent way to say it without stepping on any toes.
Thank you.
She said that they're much better suited for us. It's very rare to find a human male who would fit our needs and our sensitivities.
Yeah,
because
that's what I'm thinking about.
Human men, even if the ones that are, you know, a good husband, they can be very cruel sometimes and mean. She said human men are just different than the Sarsahr men.
Yeah.
They're not as attentive. They're not as sensitive. And they're made to not be as sensitive. They're made to cover up their feelings and be tough. And she said, and our men aren't raised to be that way. It's okay for them to cry because it's okay to show emotions because showing emotions isn't seen as weak. So
That was such a great explanation.
Yeah. So she's saying that the human men are just different. And so, like, even though Josh is, like, the sweetest guy on earth, he's the sweetest human man I've ever met. He's, like, unconditional love all the way. He probably still wouldn't be able to snag a Sarsahr woman because... Snar. Because there are moments where he can be very insensitive because he allows his anger to take control over him. He doesn't get violent with me, but sometimes he could be pretty passive-aggressive. So it's stuff like that because to a Sarsahr woman, it's just that's unforgivable to be like that towards your wife. Your wife, a lot of the women, like I said before, in the other parts of these, you know, about the Sarsahr videos, they hold their women up to a higher regard, and you can't even be remotely disrespectful, even for a second, even when you're angry with them.
Yeah, remember Avery did not like my husband. My husband is a really good man, a really good father, a really good provider, a really good a lot of things, but he's not always kind to me because he just has his own shit. It took Avery a long time to learn to appreciate who my man was as a man because all he saw was that he wasn't treating me like they treat their women.
Right. So she's saying it's really hard to find a human man who will treat me like how I deserve to be treated as a Sarsahr woman.
Oh, I'm so proud of you for knowing that about yourself. We have issues with our esteem sometimes and just accept shit.
And she said it's probably because the men treat you like they do. So it makes you forget your worth.
Exactly.
It makes her very angry, and she kind of went woof like that, like she got her feathers all ruffled. She's so cute.
God, she is. I have such an affection for her.
Everyone does. Yeah, she's very cute, and she's giggling, saying thank you. Huh? Yes, I like your outfit today. Okay.
What's she wearing? What are you wearing? I would say that.
She's wearing one of her suits, and one of their typical spaces. She's like, "Do you like it?"
We got to get that girl a pink dress, remember?
Yeah.
All right, we're at the end of our questions.
All right.
We did it.
Thank fucking God. I'm goddamn
We've been
tired.
doing this for 4.5 hours, I think.
Yeah.
About 4 hours.
Jesus Christ. We started at like 1, and it's like 4:30 for me.
Yeah.
So, oh my God. Kill me. Or no, we started at 12 or something like that. 12:30. I don't remember.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well, there you go. There's all the facts you know. A lot of these questions on this part of the video, just this section, is channeled. A lot of it is. But I explained which information's channeled and not. So, yeah,
Okay.
but the stuff in the other documents are not channeled. So you can't misinterpret that information. You can't, so if someone channels something differently, I hate to say this because I don't like to think that a medium's wrong because that goes against my ethics, but that's not a Sarsahr, and I have to say that because I have to be protective of the Sarsahr beings. It's not that you're not channeling right. It could be you're mishearing, because I do that too, because sometimes I just can't comprehend or understand some of their concepts or their cultural norms, because it's just so different. But it could be it's another species altogether that's very similar to the Sarsahr because they get mixed up a lot. So it's one of those two reasons. So, and I started, and what kind of makes me upset is like I've been studying these guys for years, and this is before I could even channel that I've been writing down this information for years and documenting it. And it's not just me, but other people. And I got the information from other people too, who've experienced them firsthand. And not through channeling, through physical contact. And then someone comes in and says something different, saying, oh, they told me this, that this really happens. And I'm like, what? No.
Yeah, it must be really challenging to you because you know your shit. And like, again, I've said this a bazillion times that you have your own doubts about yourself. So when somebody, I don't know where I started off with this, but you're just so protective of them and you're so just die hard. I want to do right by them. It has nothing to do with you. So, and your pride or anything else. It's all about protecting them. So I can imagine how frustrating it is when somebody does come up with a misinterpreted channeling or whatever else. And again, it's not because they're contradicting me. It's not that so much as I don't want a mistruth being told about these people that I love.
Right, exactly, because they depend on me, and it's not because I'm special, but it's because I started this thing, and they said that they trust me. They depend on me to be able to tell people about them. In a non-opinionated, objective way, as objective as I can be, as much as I love them. But I have to be as objective as I can. And I feel like sometimes my love for them gets so much in the way, too, that it'll filter through. So sometimes some of the things I channel, I'll write it down and jot it down, and then I'll ask when I'm in person with one of them and ask for for sure, did I hear this right? And sometimes I have to correct myself because sometimes I'll just it'll be a small little mistake, say I don't know. They like to wear red all the time, but it'll probably be we like to wear red all the time during this month or something and I just didn't
a little tweak. Yeah,
a little tweak like that. So you don't have to worry about filter coming in through the documents because I made sure none of that is channeled at all. Okay. So you don't have to worry about that.
You did an amazing job, by the way, today. You're very thorough, and you knew your shit. It just came right out. I was just being pretty. That's all I did today.
You're needed. It's funny because we would talk and we would make jokes and
I'm
stuff.
just kidding, but yes, this is your thing. You are Stardust. So can we take a minute to do some promoting and talk about October?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's coming up. No, I want you to tell it because you're the one. Oh gosh, her and her fucking Halloween costume.
Oh my God, I know. Yes. Okay, you guys need to come because I need to show you how awesome my Halloween costume is. All right.
That's the only reason. Forget the aliens. You gotta come see her dress up.
Everyone come see my dress. Pay $100 to come see my dress.
Pictures ain't gonna do that shit justice. You need to be here.
Dude, I need oh my God. Oh, so I got a wedding dress, you guys, because I do that every fucking year for Halloween. I wear a wedding dress. I go all out on Halloween. I spent a little bit less than I usually do. I spent $384 on my Halloween costume this year. I usually spend about...
I rubbed off on you a little. You went down.
Yeah, I did. I usually spend about $500 plus. One year I got a custom-made kimono from Japan that was based off of a replica of a Japanese empress's wedding dress from 500 AD, and that shit was fucking expensive. And it was 12 layers of fucking fabric. It was amazing. It's heavy, but it was great, and I was a queen. So they all look at me what? I do that. Yeah, Halloween's the shit. So
I'm leggings and a sweatshirt and a little black eyeliner. There you go.
So I'm going as a fairy queen. I am a fairy queen, not a princess. A queen? Thank you very much. Anyway, so Stardust Halloween Extravaganza. That's what it's titled.
Woo woo.
And it's the only reason why it's called that is because it's happening around Halloween time. It's going to happen October 12th through the 14th. It's 3 days of just making contact with extraterrestrials, learning to channel, doing fun activities with pendulums and painting and intuitive art and all that good stuff. And it's only $100 for all 3 days, and it includes...
It's such a bargain!
Yes.
$100 for all that!
$100 for Halloween costumes and shit, and... Fuck, dude, it's and then it includes lunch, Usually a lot of those kind of spiritual retreat kind of places charge you $300 for a day, and it's...
No, the Shiny show is $300.
Yeah, no, I would never charge that much. I'm sorry. But not saying it was wrong to do that, but just for me, I just want everyone to be able to come, but we need to be able to cover our expenses. I don't want to lose money by
Yeah, the first one, she was like, what should we charge? Like $30? I'm like, we can't have this come out of our pockets.
Yeah.
Jack that shit up a little bit. Come on.
I know.
So $100 really, really is fair. Anybody that went to the other one will tell you, worth every penny.
Yeah.
They're the life changers. They really are. You're going to grow family. You're going to talk to the aliens. And this isn't your everyday, spiritual alien retreat, because we're going to do things like go out to a restaurant and she's going to channel.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to trans
alien.
channel
Yeah.
an alien. So I'm going to trans channel a Sarsahr of my choosing. Gwyneth really wants it to be her. But,
Does she? Okay.
But,
I
yeah, Alice. You said Alice.
I really like future Alice too.
So she, it's your choice. She got shy. She's like, but it's your choice. She got all
Oh
shy.
no, Gwenny wants because Alice, she's a little brat. She's like, ugh, that's so much work. So who am I going to choose? The one that wants to go or the little brat? Gwenny,
Yeah.
you're in.
Yeah. So and then you can eat dinner with an alien and talk to them, and because that's what I like to do. I don't like to have unless it's Sam, but they tend to like to just do activities with us. So you're going to be able to hang out with an alien like pretty much all day. I'll probably be gone. I don't get to participate in the event. I'm gone most of the time. So
Me and the aliens,
Yeah.
who knows about you?
that's why I need you as a
Be in your
co-host.
Right. It's not just to be pretty. I got to control shit.
Yeah, I know, because the alien's not going to do it for you.
I know.
They don't like it when you call them aliens. The Sarsahr.
They don't? What do they like? Just Sarsahr?
Yeah, just.
Is that
Sarsahr.
derogatory to say aliens?
No, but they find it kind of funny.
Okay.
I call them aliens. They said, you're aliens too, to them.
That's probably true.
Let's see, what other promotions are we doing? Also, the Stardust anniversary party is coming up on August 25th, that's the exact date that Stardust was created.
No, wait, is it on the 27th though?
No, it's on the 25th.
Okay. Never mind. That's my brother's birthday. Sorry. 25th. Okay.
25th, that's on a Saturday at 1 p.m. It's going to happen. It's a free event through Learn It Live. All this
1
information.
p.m. California time.
California time, yes. Pacific time. And all the links for all this information is going into the About section that's below the video. So you can.
And then one more. I don't know if you want to talk about this now. If not, you can save it. But you want to talk about your Stardust boxes, your thingies?
Yeah. I'm doing some shit. So, it's a new construct idea. I still haven't finished creating all the boxes because all the products that I'm using hasn't come in the mail yet. But we're making Stardust boxes, and in these boxes comes Stardust soap, so our own kind of soap, and then also handmade pendulums, a Stardust bracelet, custom made by me, and a Stardust shirt, and a Stardust mug. So you guys can get your shirts and stuff, and all those the proceeds go towards my broke ass, and also to Kari, but also to help us with future events. I mean, some people probably think like, oh, Stardust is turning into a business kind of thing, but I'm like, I do this a lot. It takes up a lot of my time and work.
Why isn't it a business? Why not? We're offering a service that people want. And you do put a lot of work into it. And I got to say, Heather, that you're making my, rinky-dink little pendulums and rods look like kindergarten stuff. You are putting together such an awesome box. And you know what I thought to myself is, I think I even wrote it to you. I was like, wow, you can own a piece of the future. You can own a piece of the future's history today. That was so cool.
Yeah. So also, it'll come with a custom thank you card. Some people want personal channel messages, but that's just way too much energy to do for people, and I just can't guarantee that for everybody. But it will be signed by a Sarsahr, at least one Sarsahr.
So
cool. And how I'll do that is I'll trance them and I'll have them write. So, let's see. Gwenny wants to sign them. So, yeah, you could do it in your language or write your human name.
Oh, that's so cool. Both.
Yes,
wow.
both.
That'd be awesome.
But yeah, it's the boxes because, I realized recently how broke I am. I usually only have like $5 in my bank account. I don't make a lot of money. I only make enough to pay my bills. And a couple months ago, I just had this realization that I used to think of money as such a negative thing. Like, it's bad to, charge for spiritual services and things like that. But when you're not able to buy your own food or to buy your own clothes, you need to not think like that. You don't really have the luxury to think like that. Like a doctor, it doesn't mean that just because I charge for services or anything like that doesn't mean that I'm stingy and I'm greedy and I don't want to help people. You wouldn't say that about a doctor who's about to do open heart surgery on you just because they're going to make money.
You're not going to do this for free? What?
You don't care? You're not going to say that to a teacher who gets paid to teach your child that they don't care. So
I know that's just not fair. When
Gwynny just said she's like, humans think like that? Like, she's just, I don't know.
They do when it comes to spiritual stuff with healing and readings. They really want you to just hand it to them for free. Not everybody, but there are people out there that do that. So no, this is work. This is our living. Yeah. Shiny Show is the only time, and I have done video after video. I've done 2 years worth of videos for Shiny and didn't get paid one dime. So when I do my events, I feel like, okay, I'm getting paid for my work at last. And it is a lot of work doing those tours. Yeah. It's a lot of work researching and putting together and shipping out these packages you're doing. So you absolutely ought to get paid for not only the merchandise itself, but for the time and effort and creativity involved behind it. So
right. And that. I want to be able to just buy a pair of fucking pants. And I don't think that's that bad because a couple months ago my pants ripped, because my wonderful thunder thighs.
Yeah. And you just wear your wedding dresses every day.
Right. But the thing is that I couldn't even afford to buy a pair of pants. And that's when it hit me. I was like, I need to really rethink my whole idea about money because this isn't working.
It's absolutely true. And I stay in this vibration of there's always enough. There's always enough. I don't feel guilt for taking money. It's okay. Money's okay. You got to listen to Abraham more.
I'm learning to let go of the guilt because I don't want to feel like I'm making money off my husband. But I asked Sam about this and he said something that was really great. It helped me. He said, I can't provide for you the way Josh can. I can't give you money because we don't have money. And the money we do get, we have to use for certain purposes. He said, this is my way of providing for you, for my wife, is by letting us doing this thing together and allowing you to, he said, absolutely use my name if it helps you in any way.
Avery said the same thing. Yeah. He's like, you use me, you get some business with me.
Yeah. So it's his way of providing to me as a husband. And
we live in a society in which we need money. So
so Sam doesn't think it's wrong. And he's saying it's to make ends meet. It's to get from A to B. I don't see why it would be wrong.
And I'm not necessarily judging, but it's not like you're selling crack on the corner. This is you're not destroying people's brains. You're providing them with information and, it feels really good to have a reading. So.
I just want to buy a pair of pants. So at the end of the day. Right. Mm-hmm. And to pay for my own food and not rely on food stamps because it hurts my pride a little bit.
Because Uber Eats is expensive.
God, I'm addicted to Uber Eats. Whenever I can buy a cheeseburger, it lifts up my mood. I'm like,
I've never used Uber Eats. I think it's a great invention. I got to try it one day. I'm too old. I can't get into the young person way of doing things yet. Well, I'll work on it. All right, we've been talking. This is like we're just having a regular old Skype. So when people are, envious of our Skypes, this is what it is. It's just us talking about nonsense. So don't be jealous because here's a piece of it.
Yeah. Also, one more thing, because we're talking about money and shit. If you want to help me pay off my student loan debt, I'm offering readings. I'm like $30,000 in debt. But I'm offering readings, and I have my website and stuff. And also, Kari does healings, and she does an amazing job. Which I want you to do a healing for me and Sam again. One of your sex
I did. I'm going to market that. I'm going to use my spaceman, and we're going to do some sexy healing shit. I'm not sure how that's going to work yet, but I know that Sam was appreciative of that session I gave him too, and that made me feel really good that the aliens could feel my juju. That was cool.
All right, so we're going to end it now.
All right, and no, wait, I'm not done. So Heather H is a really awesome medium. You guys already know this, but give her a try. She's going to put the website, and I already know. Everybody knows I'm a badass healer, so sign up. All right. I love you. This is an exhausting day. I'm not cooking dinner. I'm going to go to the cafeteria with the kids.
Order Uber Eats.
There you go. All right, Sissy Pants, I love you, and I will talk to you soon.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.